Welcome to the Sweet Subversives podcast.
Do. Go win life. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, it isn't actually May the 4th.
No, it is Return of the 6th.
Yes, it is the Return of the 6th.
So all week, it is a Star Wars week. Yesterday was, Monday was May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Let's see, what was May the 5th? The 5th was something else.
Revenge of the
5th. And then I thought this was the 6th. I'm gonna have to. My brain is just scrambled, but yes, it's Star Wars.
Star Wars.
You guys got to know this. It's all Star Wars, and we are ready to kick butt with all the Star Wars things. Because if you didn't know, Heather and Kara are mega Star Wars fans, like the biggest
Huge
in the world.
Big.
Super nerdy,
like crazy.
Like so crazy. We'll talk more about it because we have special guests today, and we also have more Star Wars stuff coming up later. But yay! I hope the 4th is with you, Kara.
You know what? The 4th is with me. So
I can tell, because although I'm not really afraid right now that you could shoot me if I was running in front of you.
Unless you're wearing a Star Trek red shirt, then I might be able to get you.
Yes, because it would be super accidental. They're like, I wasn't even aiming for the red guy. And you're like, yeah, and that's why you shot him. Yes, and I'm a Jedi. Woo, with my lightsaber. Woo. It's so fun. Oh my god. Yes,
so,
it's choosing.
Yeah. So for May the 4th, I always decorate our dining room and make a special dinner and get my Star Wars plates out because I have Star Wars plates.
They are cute.
Like real plates. Thank you very much.
They are.
Yes. And tonight I will be drinking from my cute little Yoda mug.
I love it. I am drinking a Kona tonight, Big Wave, but I'm also drinking it in my Star Wars cozy with Yoda.
Nicely done.
It's got yours. It's a Star Wars. I live in a house where we collect Star Wars memorabilia.
They have so much Star Wars memorabilia.
So I figured I wouldn't take you on the grand tour because that would be like half of our lives right now. But I do have to say we got some fun stuff here.
Oh yeah. Well, and so I will get my drink.
How are you gonna drink through your helmet?
I will have to take my helmet off. I'm not a Mandalorian, so I can take my helmet off. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
So my drink is called the Dark Lord of the Sith.
Yes. That makes that's really appropriate with what you're wearing.
And it has a fig vodka in it.
Oh, yum.
Cream Cassies and black vodka, vermouth.
Oh,
and then I put a little bit of elderberry juice in it so that it's medicinal.
Oh, of course. That sounds delicious.
That is the dark side going in my glass.
I kind of want to see it, but I think it's a hard angle to do.
Yeah, it's almost like black.
Well, it's almost like dark burgundy wine. Yeah. That's cool. Well, cheers, babe.
Cheers. Oh, God, I had my hand on poor little Yoda's face.
Oh, don't silence Yoda. No, he doesn't want to see this.
Oh, hey there. Yeah.
Really delicious.
That'll get your force powers going.
That's cool. You can do all the things.
Yeah, I think I can levitate shit now.
I want to see that.
I'm pretty sure.
It's like,
Oh my God.
oh my God.
Well,
Head trauma. Oh, I just noticed that there must be some tech thing going on for StreamYard tonight. I can't comment on the actual StreamYard page, so I'll just go when we have comments. I'll just go back to Facebook. That's not a problem.
well,
It says,
Kay says, "Good evening, you beautiful babes."
she's a
yeah.
beautiful babe too. Curtis says, "Don't spill, or it'll look like Yoda has head trauma." And I kind of agree. That would be. It's very dark. You'd be like,
Very
"Oh
sad.
no, Yoda, no!"
So dark.
So dark. Yet so
It's dark as Palpatine's soul.
It's icky. Now, I can't ruin it for people. I mean, like, I have things that I'm thinking about with that last movie, and I think maybe we should just have a special show that's called Spoilers, all things Star Wars that we want to talk about. You have to see the last movie first, which by now people should have seen, right? Also, it's on Disney Plus this week, so Rise of Skywalker is, you can watch all of them except all of the Star Wars movies are there except for Solo. So
I know.
That was the only thing, but that's on Netflix, I think, for now. So
here's the thing. So, I like Solo. I liked Solo. I wanted the next Han Solo movie, but everyone, they have to ruin it, bitch.
I know.
And so now there won't be one.
I want another Lando with what's his name, Donald.
Oh my God,
Donald Glover, right?
He was spectacular. Oh my God, and the whole closet full of capes.
Yes, it's like, you have a closet for your capes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, that guy is fabulous. I would love to watch a whole movie about Lando, Lando, kind of being a little bit slutty in the universe and getting out there, gambling, winning, just winning.
Yes, there was a lot of winning.
Yeah, they could have a whole series on him. Lando does sexy shit.
I would watch that.
Yes.
I would watch Lando does sexy shit.
I would too. I would love that. So, yes, we're kind of hardcore about Star Wars in this neck of the woods, but I'm not as good as my husband Andy is. He has all like the names of characters, side characters from the books. He's read all the books. Kara has read most of the books, I think almost all of them. So Kara is a super Star Wars person out of this.
So nerdy.
I love it.
Nerdy.
Like, we've accosted authors of Star Wars books.
Oh my God, yeah.
So, I mean, we have, a love of Star Wars that is unmatched. But we will talk more about
And that. One of them was...
I'm going to show them.
One of the Star Wars authors that we were fangirling over at Dragon Con.
Yes.
Went to a Pimps and Hoes party with us.
Yeah.
He was one of my hoes.
He was one of Kara's hoes. I don't know if we can divulge his name, but because it's very intimate, but yes, I feel like that was a very special moment. I was also one of Kara's hoes, just to
I had a bevy of hoes. It was,
yes,
I liked it.
I think it was good and equal opportunity. So yeah. I feel like that was a good happy moment.
You got to have a selection for people.
Yes. And who treats women workers of that sort better than other women? Right?
Because sex work is work.
Sex work is work. And you're looking out for, as an entrepreneur, other people's needs. Happy employees make other people happy too.
I made sure my women had drinks.
Oh my Lord. I had drinks. I know I had drinks. Well then. And I mean, and we've gotten to see Star Wars actors in real life, and I feel like there's so much magic in all of that it can never be topped. So they better make more damn Star Wars movies or Heather gonna cry.
Yes.
Well, I
I want more Star Wars shows.
Yes.
Star Wars movies.
Yes.
Toys. I want more toys.
Like, we collect those too. I mean, like, there's so much. We love Yoda the most, obviously. So, I mean, not obviously.
I have the big Millennium Falcon that you can put your action figures in, and it even has the little pop-up floor so you can smuggle your characters in there.
I love that. That's hardcore.
And it lights up.
Oh my God.
Makes noise.
Do you still have that?
I do.
That's awesome. That is really cool. That is so hardcore.
And I have Jabba the Hutt and Jabba's Palace. I have the Ewok playset.
I want the Ewok playset. That just sounds amazing to me all of a sudden.
And the Jabba one came with green slime so that the green slime would ooze out of his mouth.
Ew! He needs to brush his teeth. I love that. Yes, I think that would be a fun show in the future, is to show off Star Wars toys that we have and just like say, don't bother coming if you're not into Star Wars or have never seen the movies, but we're going to show you all our toys. So, ha ha.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I'm doing creepy fingers. I'm getting ready for our guest.
Yes, I think we're almost ready for him.
Yes, we have a surprise guest that is coming up. So we'll wait for our surprise guest to pop in because our surprise guest not only has insider information, but he's also a libertarian caught being good. So
should I bring him up?
Yes.
I'll do it right now.
Yay! Okay, so first of all, we have to address a problem.
What's the
problem? Is that you did not tell me it was Star Wars night.
Oh, no!
Because let me tell you, just within easy reach, I'm listening to you guys talk, just within easy reach.
Yes! Yeah. Oh, my God, that's awesome.
And then hanging on the wall behind my desk here.
Oh, yes.
I knew I loved you. I knew I loved you.
We have the best.
Our guest is, for those who don't know, although you all should freaking know, is John Phillips.
Hey, John.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing this evening?
Very good. So John is our rep. So we're Region 6ers, Heather and I.
Yes.
John is our rep. And so I've gotten a close-up look at how spectacular he's been, and so I wanted to feature him as our libertarian caught being good, because times are a little tense.
Yes, wee bit.
Can you see my cheeks turning red right now, though? Actually, so.
And the nice thing is, so I'm in the chat group for Region 6, and so I have been able to see, what John's been doing with our region. So for those that don't know, and I don't know how you can't know at this point, so we have an issue with the convention. What do we do? When are we holding it? Where will we hold it? Will it be virtual? Will it not? Will it be split in two? What the hell is going on? And so it was going to be decided last Saturday, but some things needed to be sorted out. So gave it a week. We have a meeting coming up. Yes, absolutely, Kay. Thank you so much for the great representation.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you.
Kay is a Region 6 too. So it needs to be a little sorted out. And then having the meeting again on Saturday. But tell other people, because they may not be in your region, what you've been doing to chat with people in the region and keep them appraised of what's going on.
Well, mostly I've been doing a bunch of outreach. If the states are having delegate meetings, I've volunteered to be on all their delegate meetings and via Zoom. I had a Zoom meeting with the state chairs and delegate chairs just last night, 2 nights ago. They're all blurring together. I'm sorry. And then the couple of
Yeah.
And then a couple of them couldn't make it, so I've scheduled personal phone calls with them to make sure that I can do that. Obviously, we have our Region 6 Facebook group, and so I try and keep people posted in there. And as you ladies know, when I go to the conventions, I give out my personal cell phone number so that if any of the members have any questions or whatever, they can reach me directly.
So that is spectacular, and that's one of the reasons why we see you as a libertarian caught being good, because of the way that you've really been reaching out to everyone, all of the states, all the delegates, everything in your region, and not just keeping them appraised, but finding out, what do you think? How do you want me to represent this? Running things by them. And so seeing that kind of leadership and, really spending a lot of time and being involved in all that kind of stuff, that's been spectacular to see. So thank you.
I just feel like I'm doing my job, so I don't know, but and I've actually made some outreach to state chairs from other chairs just to make, just to see how other people feel, and then put some of them in touch with our state chairs the other night, because some of them are working on some things that some of the state chairs are working on. If we have to do a split or do something like that, some of the other state chairs are working on plans on how to deal with their delegations. And so I figured that information would be good for everybody to share out. I know that there's 12 or 15 chairs involved in that right now. So there's lots of good things going on to make sure that our people are represented. So
that is fantastic. And could you give just a quick recap of what happened on Saturday and how things were left?
Well, okay. On Saturday, the Convention Oversight Committee did their presentation, and let me stop there, because I want to say a lot of people have been giving them a lot of grief, and they're giving them grief for things that aren't deserved. The Convention Oversight Committee has a very specific job, and they are working very hard at that job and working very hard at presenting us options and things like that. Any mistakes that were made on last Saturday were our fault, not theirs. And so I want to make sure that people, lay off them a bit. It's not their job to plan an online convention. That's not what they do, because, up until recently, it hasn't been an option, and it's not really in the bylaws. And so we have to, that's us. So, they are busting their buns to make sure that we have something that we can, some kind of form of convention. And anyway, so they did their presentation, and then we had, and they made a motion to postpone or to cancel the meeting in Austin, because it was looking like Austin was not going to be doable for a variety of reasons. Restrictions in Austin, travel restrictions that several of our states are still under, like New York, and travel restrictions into Texas from those states. If you were to try and travel from certain states or certain areas, like if you live by Chicago, you would have to go to Texas 14 days early and be in quarantine for 14 days. So obviously that wasn't going to work. And so they made the right call to recommend that we cancel Austin. Now, then we made a motion to postpone and have it. And the COC had actually reached out to the Ballot Access Committee and asked us about ballot access issues. And so they picked a date that they thought would make ballot access. Now, there were some issues with that was not, once again, not the COC's fault. One reason and another, we didn't have all the updated information and had given them some incorrect information. And so they made a judgment based on a couple things that were incorrect, not their fault. And it was in the report that they had that information. And of course it wasn't their fault. So once again, stay off their back.
Again, that's why you're our libertarian caught being good.
So they made a recommendation that we push back and have it be on or before July 15th, or to end by July 15th, based on our recommendation on ballot access. And the original motion did not have a deadline for a decision on where and when. And so that's what one of the things that I did was motion to make an amendment so that we could because I know everybody is anxiously awaiting
Right.
that news.
We
And
are.
already, and everybody, everybody, all the membership expected to have that answer on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that was whether that was a good expectation or not. If it wasn't a good expectation, it was because we didn't tell them correctly. And it honestly, to me, it should have been, but we had other issues. And so I motioned to put that deadline in. I actually motioned for 10 days because there's a policy manual thing that we have to have a 10-day notice for an electronic meeting. I was not aware that we could bypass that waiting period by adjourning instead of ending the meeting. And Daniel Hayes and Karen Ann Harlows both pointed that out so that we could move the deadline up. So they both did good work there. And Daniel Hayes, took on extra work for him and the COC to get it done faster. So he stepped up there, and they've stepped up, and we had a meeting with them Monday night, where they went over the options. Right now, currently, options are Orlando, New Orleans, possibly Omaha. And I hear, though we didn't see any information on this, but I heard a little birdie tell me that they might add Atlanta to that list by Saturday.
Ooh, that would be good.
Atlanta would work too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know Region 6. We would love Omaha because we could all drive to it.
Exactly. We're like,
but all of those are good choices.
Yeah, but my representatives in Nebraska tell me that they may have some restrictions in place in the dates before, so that may or may not work out. Obviously, I would love it. But Orlando is attractive because in Orlando, hotels are an essential business.
Right.
Yeah.
So they can't close. So the hotel's not going to close. We know this. Whereas other places, that's not such a thing. Obviously, New Orleans was a hot spot for a while, and so that concerned some people. But they're fading now, and they've made a really attractive offer. Orlando has made a really attractive offer. I cannot give the details because there's contract talks going. But all of the offers that the COC has gotten for us are very good offers, and if I remember correctly, actually save us a little bit of money. So
that's good.
I like that.
I will tell you this. So wherever you guys pick, if we have an in-person convention for all, some, whatever, I am there.
I'll be there.
And I said the same thing. I said the same thing at our meeting in March when there was discussion of a small convention to just change the bylaws to allow things. And I said, I volunteer. I commit to be there.
I volunteer as tribute.
Right. So there is, and lots of people really, really want to be there. And I get that. I really, really want to be there. But there's other people that, for one reason or another, are concerned, which is valid.
Absolutely.
I'm a little disappointed in some of our group that are arguing against the people who are concerned. Because I know some of you saw my post the other day that we are supposed to be the party of caring. We care so much that the government does not have to force us to do these things to take care of people.
Yep.
Somebody told me the other day that right now with the numbers that are coming in, they've reduced the death rate to 1%. Okay, all right, let's do the numbers. We have 1,000 delegates.
Mm-hmm.
Which 10 of those people are you going to pick?
Can we pick?
And I'm not going to, and then,
I will pick them. Everyone thinks Heather's sweet, but she's not.
No.
And I'm not trying to scare people, but they've also, there's also the, who wants to spend.
Statistically, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Well, and then
that's accurate.
Right. And then how many people want to spend 2 weeks on a ventilator?
Yeah.
And then who wants to take it home to maybe their elderly parents or children with asthma
To get home
or
to a cat.
Yeah.
whatever. So there's lots, there's lots of people that have those concerns, and they're very valid concerns.
They're 100% valid.
Right. And so I'm a huge advocate for some form of hybrid. I'm not married to any particular one. What
are the options that are kind of being floated out there that we may see on Saturday to talk about?
So the options that you may see from the LNC are just two.
Okay.
The first is going to be picking that location. We passed the motion that says we have to pick a location and a date by July 15th.
Okay.
Unless somebody manages to successfully get a motion to reconsider that, now that date very easily could be Memorial Day weekend. Just so everybody's clear, we just said before July 15th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it will be, but it could be. But there is a second motion that will be made. Several of us did a lot of work putting a compromise together. It's borderline bylaws issue, but we feel the need to take care of our people. And in addition, there's ballot access issues that we had been incorrect on, and everybody has campaign time, all those kind of things. So there will be a proposal to split out the president and VP nominations. Right now, the date in that proposal is the weekend after Memorial Day.
Okay, to give time.
To give time to set up and work out all the options. And then our first deadline that we have an issue with is New Hampshire, June 12th.
Yeah.
And so the weekend of the 6th gives us time to get it nailed down and get the name into New Hampshire. So that's the reason the date. And that motion will be presented. There will be some hurdles to overcome with it. I'm not saying, and not everybody is in favor.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are interestingly not in favor because they are insisting on having an all online convention. And they want us to do everything online. And some people are not in favor because they don't think we should do anything online, because they say it's a bylaws issue. And all valid concerns. I get everybody's concerns. I'm frustrated with some of them, and I have apologized for losing my temper earlier this week, because I did say some things in ways that were inappropriate. The bylaws concerns are valid concerns because they put us in legal risks in ways we could there's
a lot of competing concerns. That's the challenge that you guys are facing, is there are a lot of competing concerns, and everyone's not going to be happy. Like, no matter what you guys pick, not everyone is going to be.
Somebody's going to be unhappy. Somebody's going to be unhappy. So those are the options that are going to be there on Saturday. Now, the hybrid convention option will not be decided on Saturday. That will be decided at a convention because it is a bylaws issue. And so it has to be decided by the delegates. The LNC cannot make that decision. Now, I have said that if I am standing up there alone, now people have told me I won't be, but if I'm standing up there alone, I will be standing up there at the microphone as we gavel in to motion to suspend the rules to have some form of remote voting. I am willing to negotiate all the terms on that. I'm not married to anything, except that our delegates need to be able to make that responsible choice on their own and not give up their right to be represented. That is, we can negotiate. I'm even willing to say, hey, this is a one-time rule for this year. I'm not insisting that it be going forward forever. I'm not insisting that it be, it could be very simply that the state chairs are on the phone with these people. Or people are worried about fake ballots. Okay, well, I have an answer to that. Okay, you want to vote online? Take a selfie of yourself with the ballot and send it to your delegate chair. That's not going to get faked. And then it gives us a paper record that we need by the bylaws. So we don't have, I'm a solutions oriented person. You come to me with a problem.
You are.
And, and a goal. My goal is to let people vote. That's our goal. You come to me with a problem with letting people vote. I'm going to say, okay, how do we solve that problem? Not, oh my goodness, there's a problem. We can't do it. Don't tell me that. Find me a way to do it. There's always a way. Sometimes it's a lot of work. And I have one of the things I lost my temper about this week was I had several people said, well, we can't do hybrid because it's too hard. That's not an option for me.
No.
Too hard is not an option for me. What are you going to say next? It was too hard to keep those people off the train.
Mm-hmm.
It was too hard to free that slave.
We do have a couple questions, John. So Jared Hall is saying, have you amended the language of your motion?
Oh, Jared Hall is concerned about the date or the time, because it says he posted this on Facebook where it refers to the previous meeting, but it wasn't actually said at the previous meeting, and so the language is bad on that particular phrase. I have not amended it because I figured that's a 2-second amendment to make in process. And we can make it as we make the motion. I mean, so I haven't amended the writing, but it's going to happen.
Okay. And then Pat Barnum is saying, I'm concerned about, did yesterday's test of Zoom provide any insights towards the solution?
It depends on which solution you're looking for. It provided many insights. The first is that I think for any serious voting, we may have to go with a third-party voting software, at least for elections. We can do up and down votes for platform motions, all those kind of things with the hand raises. But presidential candidates and LNC candidates are going to want that trail of, okay, we won Wisconsin, we won Texas, we didn't win Georgia, and they're going to want to be able to back check all that. And so if we do it that, so there probably will need to be a third party option. We did find that running an online requires a lot of volunteers. So there's going to be a lot of background workers things going on. There was a lot now for, if we do just a voting thing, it's far easier because people don't need to speak except the candidates. We don't, there aren't motions, there aren't, if we're just presenting the candidates and giving people time to vote, there's far less interaction required. So that minimizes many of the problems. If we're trying to run a full online convention, it did give us lots of insight. The biggest insight is that I said is that we should have started that a month ago. And unfortunately we did not, and that's on us. And I'm concerned about getting that ready in the time frame for the people who want to have a full online convention and they want to have it Memorial Day weekend. I just don't think it'll be ready. I don't. I wish that I could say it would. And I couldn't, I would love to be wrong. I would love for somebody to say, guess what? We did a lot of extra work and we got it done and you were wrong. I will bow down and worship you and say, great job. And, just like anytime anybody does great work, I'm sitting here, you guys are talking about libertarians being good. And one of the best libertarians being good is sitting right in front of me in a white outfit talking about Star Wars.
It's probably her.
Yeah. And I know that you do a lot of great things too, Heather. I don't know as much about what you do as I do about what Kara does.
I don't know as much about what I do as I know what Kara does.
So anyway, so we did learn a lot of things. Obviously, the first is that we should give more notice. The second is that lots of people are willing to jump in and help out. There were lots of very supportive people on there. Obviously, there were lots of people against it, but you know what? People are, people who were against it are exaggerating the negatives. Because I watched it. I purposely did not get a camera or a mic set up for it so I could sit back and just observe and watch the problems and watch the things. And I had some suggestions for the staff that I forwarded on. And Tom Arnold had some great suggestions for the staff, by the way, as well. But what I observed was it honestly, other than taking a little longer because we were learning as we were going. I mean, people didn't even know the software.
Right.
It really wasn't much more confusing than a regular convention. If you were at NOLA, this was not that much worse than that. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. People can argue with me if they want, but I was in NOLA. Yep. I did not leave the convention floor while business was going on, except for restroom breaks and like one phone call. I was there for every second because I wanted to learn the process, and it was confusing. And it was chaotic, and people were making dilatory motions, and people were standing in line. I've been sitting here with my hand raised. People were complaining about. Well, you know what? You would have stood in line in New Orleans waiting for a microphone too.
I think that will happen wherever we are. Is if right. It's virtual, people would be that way. If we're in person, people are going to be that way. So I don't think we can blame the technology for that.
Right, and I stood up at the end of New Orleans and very loudly thanked Mr. Sarwark for being the best cat herder I have ever seen.
Oh, no doubt.
That's why he's known as the Libertarian Whisperer.
And whether you love him or hate him, he is good at that.
He really is.
Yeah.
And you can't take that away from him. And he was. I mean, I sent him a text after it, and I said, I am impressed by your patience. I would not be that patient. I would be pulling out what's left of my hair. And so anyway, we learned a lot of things. It was not as bad as some people were saying. It was not as good as other people were saying, just like usually happens. What I compared it to is if any of you are online gamers, I used to play a lot of EverQuest.
Oh yeah,
and
awesome.
And if you've played WoW, very similar.
Yep.
And
I was WoW.
if you've been on a 72-person raid,
yes,
that you've never done before,
it's going to be hellacious.
And it can be challenging, and especially I have been on some raids with people who have never organized raids before, and so they're not used to the communication and the software. And it honestly was better than that because at least the staff and Nick were used to organizing a convention. Oh yeah, they just weren't used to the software.
Leroy Jenkins.
You don't want to be that. You run in there, woo! And you did.
We had lots of people raise lots of valid points and valid questions, and some of them seemed like they were argumentative, but they really weren't because some of them just talk that way. I know them personally, and they weren't meaning to be argumentative. Some of them were meant to be argumentative. I mean, moving to adjourn after as the first movement was.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. I mean, Ms. Bill, you paid a lot of attention, took a lot of notes, raised a lot of very good points. We did have a couple, there were some security issues that we're still trying to figure out and all this. And so not only did we learn some things to do, we learned a lot of areas to address. So yeah, we learned a lot.
One thing with libertarians and people always are willing to jump in and help. Like if you have something going on and you say, I need help with this. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have found that libertarians are always willing to jump in and help no matter what the situation is. So
yeah, I'm going to tease Gideon Oaks. I'm going to tease Gideon Oaks right now because he missed our state chair call because he was helping with that. I was totally happy about that. I am not, not really giving him any grief, just giving him just a lighthearted tease. But
Yeah.
very happy that he was willing to jump in and try out a completely new thing on short notice.
And I think we all need to be a little bit flexible in this time. I mean, we got to work together a little bit.
Yeah, that's
In these unprecedented times.
My biggest frustration actually has been is that, in addition to being the party of caring, I feel like libertarians ought to be the party of flexibility.
Yeah.
And some of us are not. And sometimes
I have been doing yoga each morning.
Sometimes I get a little frustrated. I'm getting better at that. Every day I'm getting better at trying to understand the other person's side of it and where they're coming from and put myself in their shoes. And I was already decent at it, but I work hard at it, and every day I'm getting better at it. So I understand what when some of these people become inflexible. I get where they're coming from. Especially as I get older, I know that I'm a lot less. I tend to get a little more stuck in my thinking than I did when I was, say, 22. So,
well, now we have the most important question for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which Star Wars movie is your favorite?
Oh, good Lord. Well, all right. So let me start with. So let's talk about Star Wars for a minute, because I will talk about Star Wars all night.
Right,
I have seen
talk about Star Wars.
I have seen every single Star Wars movie opening day.
Opening day too, even better.
Yeah. Since the first one. I went to the first one, and better yet, I have seen every single one of them except one with my father, because he took me to the first one. I know day in 1977, and we have seen everyone together except for one when I lived in Arizona and he didn't.
Oh.
So
the family thing too.
So I have some emotional attachment to all of the movies. If I had to pick a favorite, it's going to be either the original Star Wars or Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, so you're kicking it old school.
Yeah.
Heather, what's yours?
I really liked Rise of Skywalker, though. I know a lot of people panned on it, and I agree with you. I did like Solo as well.
Mine is tied. It always was Empire. Empire was my most favorite, but lately I think it's tied between that and Rogue One.
Rogue One, hands down.
I just think it's such a good movie, and
Rogue One was so well done. It can't be my favorite though, because everybody died at the end.
I know.
Why I switched to Rogue One is not just because it's such a fantastic movie, but because it made A New Hope even better.
It did. It really did. It
gave a depth to A New Hope that it didn't have before. So if you have a movie that is fantastic on its own, but then gives added depth to, like that original trilogy movie, A New Hope, hands down.
It was a great movie. I watch movies.
It is a bummer though. It's like, oh my God.
And I watch movies to escape from reality, I really liked Solo. My biggest problem with Solo is that, like you, nice guy. I read most of the books. I quit reading the books a few years back, but not long before Disney took over, and I was reading them voraciously. I have cases of Star Wars books. And my biggest, I really was upset with Disney for killing the extended universe.
Yeah,
and particularly the Solo books, because long before the extended universe, there was the Han Solo trilogy. At Star's End and all those books. That were fantastic, and they would have made very good movies. And then in the extended universe, there was an early trilogy about Han Solo as well that would have made excellent movies. And so I've read those and, just kind of, and really enjoyed them. And so changing the story, though they didn't change it too much. I mean, a lot of Solo could meld with those books without too much work, more than, like any other book, they changed it to a movie. So, so I had a little cognitive dissonance there with Solo, but I've gotten better at separating that with movies and books now. And so I really did enjoy Solo. I got a lot of grief. I don't understand why.
I thought it was actually a decent movie.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. I mean, Star Wars are not. The Star Wars movies are not designed to be Oscar winners.
No,
they're designed to be good,
fun,
engaging stories that bring you in and maybe make you think a little bit, but with the exception of Rogue One, make you feel good, and and so they're not that kind of movie, and most of the people who are slamming them are doing it based on those kind of judgments. I mean, why? Because that's like comparing apples and oranges, and
exactly. There is no wrong answer.
So my
I do think about Star Wars a lot.
Is
Me too.
Between the books and the movies. So in this latest trilogy, and screw you guys if you haven't seen it, tough shit. So Han Solo dies, right? So Han Solo dies in the latest movies, but when you read the books, it was actually Chewbacca that died. And he died saving Jason, one of Han Solo's sons, because Han and Leia had 3 kids. I think 3 kids.
3 kids. And twins and one different one.
Yeah. And so that caused a split between. I know I'm getting. It caused a split between Han Solo and one of his kids, Jason, who was in the Jedi Academy and all that, because Chewie had sacrificed himself for that, and Han just could not deal with the selfishness of his child that resulted in. So, to oh my God, I remember reading that. I was just like bawling over Chewie dying. Like,
and not long after that is when I quit reading the books, because that crushed me. I cannot lie.
Oh my God!
Anytime you pull up a favorite character, it breaks you.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I almost wore a Star Wars shirt to do this tonight.
Oh my God!
I pulled it out, and then I was like, well, we're going to be discussing official business. I should look somewhat nice. I have a Chewbacca shirt. I have a Chewbacca shirt that I got for Christmas. It's just him going, rawr,
Oh, you got to put the other thing on, Kara. She has like costume changes. I only have one costume right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't really do it.
It's like my favorite one, though. I love that mask.
So we kind of refer to my husband as Chewbacca.
Does that not to make fun of the COVID thing, but I'm going to make fun of the COVID thing. Does that count as a mask out in public?
It did on May the 4th, because I saw people wearing Star Wars masks.
I have so my state did the mask in public order, and I promptly bought a plague doctor mask.
Oh yeah, I love the plague doctor mask.
And I was going to wear it to a city council meeting.
Oh man,
because the city council was discussing making it a $250 to $500 fine if you didn't wear a mask. And I didn't, I'm like, hey, if people want to wear masks, and whatever, but I sure didn't approve of that big a fine.
Yeah.
And so I was going to wear the plague doctor mask, but they got so much public outcry, which I might have had a little bit to do with, that they took it off the agenda. So that worked out. But the plague doctor mask, so everybody's aware, I was going to wear that to poke fun, but I have an N95 mask to wear underneath it.
See, I think if you're doing that anyway, you're legit. I mean, in England, some people were freaking out because there's some creepy person walking around in their neighborhoods wearing the plague doctor masks. So people are like complaining about it. But I think it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. And I have a leather duster to go with mine, so it's perfect.
You got the full costume. You might as well.
I might as well.
I love it.
I have my Ewok robe.
I love all the. If I knew you were going to do this many costume changes, I would have dug out more Star Wars costumes. But
I do have a Stormtrooper Snuggie.
Woohoo!
Nice.
And in case you're not aware, I admin a Star Wars page called the Imperial Recruitment Center.
Nice.
So, and so I post from the dark side there. I also admin on a page called the Nerdy Redhead.
Yeah.
And we post a ton of stuff on that. I'm probably the most infrequent poster on that, but if you're into nerdy stuff, the Nerdy Redhead, we got something like 70,000, 75,000 followers now.
Sweet.
And we post all kinds of stuff. So
my dream is that somebody does some Star Wars related crossover thing with the COVID-19 and have like Stormtroopers wearing their Snuggies and Darth Vader in a black bathrobe at home trying to do Zoom meetings.
and I know the 501st has done some charitable things for COVID-19 too. You know the 501, right? So anyway, they've done some, as they always do. They are one of the best charitable organizations that nobody's ever heard of unless they're a Star Wars fan. They dress up in their costumes and they go visit kids at hospitals and they do charitable events. And I mean, that's actually part of their bylaws is that that's one of the things they're expected to do.
Yeah.
And it's they're one of my favorite organizations because they have fun and they help people. And and of course it's Star Wars. So
of everything.
I may or may not have been part of the motivations for ordering my 3D printer with my Trump money to print out a Stormtrooper costume.
Yay! Oh yeah,
very nice.
So
for people watching at home, get ready to start putting in your one favorite thing that happened to you this week, because that's something that we share every week. We share something awesome that happened this week that you can be happy about and you can share with others. So as you guys put those into the comments, we will start to share those.
Can I talk about the libertarians doing good for a minute?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because there are a million of them out there. And I mean, I know you ladies saw my post the other day about all the people that I've been involved with. But one that gets ignored a lot is Erin Adams.
Oh yeah.
She's on the LNC, but she's an alternate, and so she doesn't get as much attention sometimes. And she is always behind the scenes, working to make these things happen, so that we can, have these compromise motions, so that we can get people involved. She called me the other day, says, "Do you have enough masks?" Just out of the blue. Do you have enough masks? I want to make sure you have enough masks. Always to the point that, sometimes it's detrimental to her lifestyle, to help other people. And I really don't feel like she gets enough recognition for that. So,
you should. Absolutely. She should have that recognition. We agree 100%. She was one of our first libertarians caught being good.
Was she? Good.
She was, yeah.
I try and catch you guys. I mean, so I have to admit that I've missed some of your guys' shows. I try and catch them.
What?
There's a problem. And the problem is that you're on the same time as Forged in Fire.
Oh no.
Well, you have to catch us on the rerun.
Yeah,
I do try and go back and catch them, but I'm very bad at that. I don't record anything on TV because I don't go back. I never remember to go back and watch it. But the Forged in Fire is my favorite show ever on TV, and I've started forging knives. We sold one at the Illinois convention, raised $225 for the state of Illinois.
Nice.
For ballot access drive, which then we spent on lawyers and won our lawsuit.
Yes, you did.
Libertarians doing good. Steve Cease, Bennett Morris, Jake Leonard, you guys did amazing. Red Bill Redpath, you guys did amazing work. Our legal counsel, Oliver Hall, nobody ever talks about him. That man works his butt off for us.
He does.
But anyway, so it's my favorite show. And so I'm actually sacrificing that to be here with you ladies tonight.
Whoa. Oh, man. That's a big deal.
Oh, and we should ask you, what are you drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I am not drinking my normal single malt. I am drinking Dewar's on ice tonight. I do like Scotch. I prefer single malts, but they're expensive. And I have, with the COVID-19 crisis, I did spend some of the Trump money on myself. I bought the 3D printer, but between one thing and another, I've donated more money than I should have to, because I don't want to brag, but about how much money it was, but it was just, so my budget's a little tight for single malt right now.
You're like, I will have to make this sacrifice.
And this is actually, I used to own a bar, and I was cleaning out my garage the other night, and I found a milk crate full of alcohol that I took when I closed the place. And so this is actually from that. So I don't feel like I paid for it. Right?
There you go.
I'm not even out buying alcohol. This is leftover.
Might as well use your leftovers up.
Right.
Exactly.
Great. Oh my God.
Hi, Mabel.
Mabel, Queen Mabel. You should have her dressed in a Star Wars outfit, though. That would be appropriate. She might flay you.
She is a gray Jedi. She's half dark side, half light side.
I very much enjoy her on the Iron Throne, though, I have to say.
She enjoyed that too. She also enjoys being part of every single one of my city council meetings.
Excellent. I'm very disappointed they are not doing the Game of Thrones spinoffs, though.
I know.
Eventually, I thought they were going to do at least one of them, but it's not going to be for a while now.
Right.
And
they're not doing the one I wanted. I wanted the Arya spinoff.
Yeah.
I wanted Arya.
They're doing
I wanted way back. I wanted
when Westeros
was founded.
That's the one they were going to do that they got delayed or whatever, but yeah.
And then they changed everything, so who even knows what it's going to be?
Oh, we have one awesome thing. We should go through those because at 9 I have to hop off because.
And I'm gonna
candidate calls.
Did you get a picture, Pat?
Post it on Sweet Subversives.
She did. Posted in Sweet Subversives because I saw it on I think her personal page. But yeah, so cute, and the little babies were walking around by their mama, so that was super cute. Kay has hers. Very good.
Nice.
Very nice. Good job, Kay. That is spectacular.
I love that.
Kay,
so what is yours, Heather?
Amazing. I love her to death.
He is so good. My week has been really hard, but I think the best stuff is every day I go outside and we have neighbors all along on both sides, and we're all going stir crazy, and we all go, "How you doing? Everything good? Do you need anything?" And then they go yes or no, and then you figure it out. But it's the first time in my life that I've ever talked to all of my neighbors, and it's just a weird thing.
It has been a hard week. I have been on phone calls with this LNC stuff past 1 a.m. every night this week. I
bet.
And then I'm still at work at 7:30 a.m. So I'm not working from home or anything. So I'm starting to run down.
I bet so. So my awesome thing is I got to see my mother-in-law's kitten.
I saw a picture, I think, right? That really super freaking cute kitten?
Yes. So that was really cute, and it ran through the grass.
Oh.
What's your awesome thing, Heather? You said you had a rough week, but what's your awesome thing?
Oh, well, just actually talking to my neighbors was the most awesome thing.
Okay, all right.
I know it's not that kind of.
He's had a shitty week.
It's been really hard.
My awesome thing actually happened today. I was at work and I got a phone call. There is a young man that I had a little bit of mentorship with. who joined the military and is MP in Korea right now. And so he's over there in South Korea, and who actually has been dealing with the COVID crisis correctly, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But he called to say that he was going to be home for Christmas.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so that was ecstatic news. He's going to be done in Korea. He's got a 30-day leave at Christmas time, and then he is going to be stationed in Hawaii, which is what he wanted. So
Ooh, that is good.
That was awesome news to get. So
that is pretty awesome. And sorry, people, I have to bail on you because I have my candidate calls right at 9. But
I'm going to say,
Karen's doing good.
So Karen,
Karen.
and I'm going to say thank you, John, for coming to the show today. And I'm going to end the show showing a 2020 Star Wars week clip that almost made me cry this week because it's so good. And it talks about how we all need to work together.
Yes, I saw that. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I'm going to end with that because I think about how it ties into our libertarian convention and how we all got to work together and we're going to make this happen however it happens. And we all got to have a little sympathy and empathy for other people, and we can get there. And people like John, you're making it happen. And you have so much weight on you right now. And I know we'll get through this, but I appreciate everything that you do. And I know Kara does too. And we're so glad that you could.
I have good examples, to work from. So,
we all see good in each other, and we model that. And I think that's why we like to focus on the positive here because we can make it better.
That's my favorite thing. My favorite thing is libertarians doing good. That I love that. When that idea came up, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in love with this idea.
If you know anyone that we should feature any week, send them to us. And we ask all the viewers, send them to us because we want to highlight that because it's so awesome.
I have one I'll send to you. I have one of the members of my local chapter runs a animal rescue business organization.
Oh, wonderful. Please send it.
I will. And it's they volunteer and they're amazing people. So I will send him to you.
We will feature them next week on the show. Thank you so much, John. Have a wonderful week. Best of luck on getting all this stuff sorted out. And hopefully after that's done, you get a little bit of rest and it'll all come together.
It'll happen. Thank you.
And I'm going to switch now. I'll see you later. I'm going to remove you. And then I'm going to switch we're going to end with this amazing 2020 Star Wars. It's Star Wars Day video, and it's by the Star Wars organization. It's amazing, and it is just so beautiful. So I'm going to end on that, and then we will see you next week, guys. So have a great week. We're going to see if I can share that, and I'm going to share that screen. Audio.
There's so many. Has anyone been to them all?
Not likely.
I want to be the first one to see them all.
Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
Come on. When you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.
We have hope. Hope that things can get better. And they will.
Stand up together. Because that's when we're strongest. As one.
You won't be going alone. You'll have a friend with you.
No. I'll have a Jedi with me.
You might want to buckle up, baby.
Rise in the Force.
Take care of this little one.
It'll take care of you. We had each other. That's how we won.
The Force is strong in my family.
It's energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is it they've sent us?
Hope.
Have a great week, you guys. Love you. Bye-bye.